How's it going? Welcome back to the 545 podcast. I'm your host, J-Rod. I'm here with my co-host,
Archangel from the Pleasure Pack.
Today we have a very special guest.
Very special.
You can introduce yourself.
My name's Brandon.
We have Brandon.
We have Brandon.
This is SAGEY, everybody, if you didn't know. If you didn't already know. I'm sure you do know since you're tuning into this, but this is SAGEY, and we're glad to have you here tonight. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're definitely like another, like I said in the last interview,
Uh-huh.
I'm probably going to start saying this every time, like one of the first people, like when we thought of this idea, like we need to have Brandon on here, like
Yeah.
I don't know why you
ASAP.
guys didn't hit me up earlier.
Bro.
I've been doing nothing.
We got you. You're on here now. We're just gonna tap in, and we're just
I'm
gonna
here.
pick your brain. We're gonna get to know you. We want everybody to know you.
Buckle in.
Yeah, I feel-
Everybody buckle in.
For some dumb shit.
I feel like I've like known this dude for a minute, but there's like so much like little shit that I don't know that I would like to know. I'm definitely going to ask you some of those
Let's
things.
bring it out. Let's do it.
Everything. SAGEY.
Let's
see.
Like just like the band and stuff.
Year, like when? When did this become a thing in your head?
It was like 2015.
How old were you? How old are you now?
Fuck, I'm 25. I feel old as shit. I was 21.
You're 21?
I was 21.
Okay.
Essentially, like, I've been working on different shit. Oh, thank you. I've been working on a bunch of different shit. Like, I've been trying to, like, do mostly, like, singing and, like, different vocals and stuff on different production of mine because I just been making beats and stuff. And I tried working with a handful of different people. It just never really, like, panned out. I could never get, like, the sound I was, like, trying to do or whatever. So, tried doing singing shit. Fucking hated it. I was like, this is lame. And then
You didn't like it at first?
no, it sounded terrible. I
Just
still
like
don't think I'm that
melody
good at
type
it.
shit? Like, yeah? Okay.
Straight singing.
Okay.
And, I was thinking I'd always listen to rap.
Yeah.
I had been listening to it for the longest time, but I was
Okay.
always just like, no, it's too white and pasty to do this shit. Fuck. And I was just like kind of down on myself. And then at a certain point, I just stopped giving a fuck. And I had all these beats, so I just said, fuck it. I'm gonna
That you made?
yeah.
That you made yourself? Okay.
So I just put them out, and then that was like mid 2015. And then I booked a show. I got booked for a show for some. I don't know. I like hit someone up, and they booked me for a show in like September.
Was it just you at this time?
Yeah, it was just me. Like I didn't
like
have
the very beginning, so it was like,
Yeah.
what kind of show is it?
Well, first, like, so I was booked for it, and I was like, "Fuck!" Like, I've never done vocals in front of people. Like, I was also like still like hella nervous about that.
What you had dropped? What was like that sound like?
It was that first EP.
Oh, okay.
Thing where it's just like production, like no drums or anything on it. So I was hella paranoid, and I was like, I don't want to like go to Fresno and like suck total dick on stage in front of people. So
Wait a second. You said go to Fresno?
Oh yeah, so check it out. So I had the show booked in Fresno, right? I've lived in Fresno, been here, right? And I was going out of town for a week to go to Portland.
Okay.
And I was like, fuck, what I need to do is just find an open mic place to just like do this for like 2 songs or whatever, just so I can get comfortable before I suck total dick in Fresno.
Oh, okay.
I didn't want to bomb in Fresno.
Yeah.
I was like, that was like part of it. So I was like, I just need to bomb as hard as possible.
Somewhere
like,
else.
Somewhere else.
Where nobody knows me.
Exactly. so I went to Portland, bro. I walked around for like I looked everywhere on all their open mic shits because I just wanted to find something.
Yeah.
And then I found something, and it was like on the other side of town. I fucking walked there with my backpack.
Just
and,
randomly found an open mic in Portland.
yeah, it was at some bar, and there's 2 of them. There's one of them. It was called Goodfoot. That was one I actually played, and there's another one that's like bar on the other side of the universe or some shit like that. So I like walked to both of them, signed up to both of them, and then when I was at the second one, I was like, "Fuck, I don't have enough time to do it here." So I like walked back. It was like another
To
like
the other
7
one?
miles. Yeah, with like, and I just played my shit off an iPod. I was like, "You got an aux cord, bro?" I just had them plug that in.
And you were just solo, just by yourself?
Solo, and it was like all like a blues, like R&B, like type of like venue. It was like playing country, like folk, whatever. It was like really calm, laid back music. So I just went. I was like, hey, I'm probably gonna fuck up all your guys' vibes right now, but I have to do this for myself. So I just did.
Wow.
And I bombed in front of like 20 people just staring at me like
How many songs did you do?
2, and I fucked up on the first one with 30 seconds, and I was like, whoa. I have 10 minutes. I'm gonna redo that, and you guys are gonna deal with this. Like, I'm just gonna fucking do this right. So I did, and there was one guy in the crowd that was like saying, "I like hip hop. I like hip hop. That's just tight. That's just tight." And so I just was doing it like, that guy. Ended up like talking to him for like 20, 30 minutes outside, and then made the bus to the other side of town, and then walked to my sister's spot where I was staying for that week.
Wow.
And so that was like my first show, and then I was like, fuck, I need drums. And one of my homies had done the first drummer in the band, Seth. He was playing drums. It was my friend Zach. Essentially, I tried doing like was trying to do what you're doing. I can't fucking DJ or like do that shit live at all. Like it just didn't come across right. And essentially all my gear kept on breaking down on me. And the one thing that was like saving the show was the fact that like the homie was playing drums. Okay. Regardless of how shitty the PA was, it kept the whole show going.
There you go.
Okay. And like so I was like, oh okay. That's what I need to do. So I just hit up my friend. I was like, you down to like do the show with me? So we practiced like a fuck ton, and then we did that show September 12th or something like that. It was at Liquid Fetish.
Okay. Okay, cool.
First we got fucking like taken off of it, and then our homies like vouched for us. Shout out Lay Wolves, my homies. Keanu, I fucking love you.
Yeah, shouts out to that guy. I just met you
Shouts
too.
Out.
You're the boy.
Yeah, so fucking we got on the show, and then from there we just got asked to do like a handful of different gigs. From there
it was just gigs after that.
Wow. we just played like nonstop for like a good like 3-4 months.
Dang. So like you didn't even plan to have a drummer and shit. You're just like, yo, I need a drummer. That's what I'm gonna do.
And it worked out. I was like, dude, it sounded so good when he did it. He's a good drummer. He's a great drummer too. So it was like just worked out, and it was just like, why don't we do this all the time instead? So
okay, so when you went to like in Portland, did you even like have the name SAGEY like in your head, or was that even not? Is that not even a thing yet?
I can't remember.
Do you know when that became a thing? Or like when you thought of it?
Well, actually, it must have. I know when I came up with the idea or the name of it. I can't remember when that fucking show was in there. I think I did at that point because I already had the music out. But the whole idea, like the name of it, was like I was talking to this one crazy bitch I was with for a while, and essentially like one of my like best homies. He's like in his 60s. His name's Barry Schultz. He's a violin maker, luthier. Okay. He's awesome. And we would hang out and smoke a bunch of weed and talk about like all his different like spiritual stuff and a bunch of music. And I was like talking to him about certain things and like just kind of like how I view music and like what all that is and like the whole expression of it, all this weird hoodoo voodoo.
We'll get into that.
And he essentially was like the first person to like confirm that to me and be like, yo, no, like what you're saying is like real. Like just do it. Like, like the certain, like he just gave me a lot of confidence. And I was like telling this girl at the time, I was like, man, he's got like sage-like wisdom. And she was like, oh, he's SAGEY. I was like, say that again. Like, he's SAGEY. I was like, fuck yeah, that's it.
Wow.
Whoa. So I didn't even know that either.
Yeah. I didn't come up with it.
And you knew like as soon as you said that, you were just like
that's dope.
Wow, that's so crazy. I did not know that.
I was like, that's not a word, but it still sounds cool. No one else has used that. I'm looking that shit up.
Exactly.
So nice.
That's interesting.
That's tight. That's a sick ass name. I like it even more now.
Yeah, I lucked out on that one. Wow. Everyone thinks it's like.
So shouts out to her.
Yeah, shouts out to the crazy bitch.
Fuck
crazy.
Fuck you, dude. Fucking trying to ruin. But Barry is the shit.
Shouts out to
love
Barry.
You, Barry. I haven't seen you in a while. You're definitely not gonna watch this, but I love you.
Okay, so like those like couple songs you were performing like in Portland in your first shows, were they any of the songs that like you do now? Like
I haven't played any of those.
Like any of the songs that like.
This was off the first like EP. I don't think we've played them in a while because by the time like we already phased out half the old shit. Like that was there's like Really On and Black Top and stuff. Like those are the first ones.
Those are all good songs. Crazy. Those are like songs I remember like the first time. Like we all saw you, like our group of homies. We're like, oh shit, who the fuck is going on here?
I don't even recall the first time like actually seeing you or maybe like you performing live. I think the first time would have been the first time that he DJ'd for you at Strummers. That
was the first time,
that
really?
That might have been. No, okay. Did you, what about that parking lot?
I remember the first time I saw him was, it was during the Art House days. Because you like did the alley show and everyone.
Oh,
like,
I was there with you guys.
The Art House closed down and everybody went to your show.
Okay, yeah.
And we went and it was like all dusty and dirty.
Yeah,
and I was like,
that.
This is fucking crazy.
It was in that alleyway, like right down the street from the Art House.
Yeah.
And we looked the fuck out on that show. We promoted that for like 2 days, and randomly everyone was like, "Yeah, let's go there."
I mean, everybody's already there for Art House. I mean, it's not even a half a mile away.
So at that point, like, how long were you doing SAGEY? Like, how long was that? Because you guys had a lot of people there and shit. Like I thought, like I don't know, I don't even know where you guys came from at that point.
Me neither.
Because I think it was Sam. I think you already had Sam and Joselito.
That was
right?
actually Sam's first show with us.
Really?
Yeah, that was Sam's first show with us, and that was trippy too. I mean, a whole bunch of drama and shit about like the first drummer and whatnot, like blah blah blah. But like essentially, it was we already like booked the show, we were already like planning it, and I'd met Sam. Like I used to work with them, and didn't like him at all because he reminded me of my brother. He wore the same fucking perfume as him. I was like, or cologne. I was like, I fucking hate him. I ended up like recording this one like artist in town, and he had Sam playing with him, and then like Sam was fucking amazing. I was like, you want to fucking practice one time?
Yeah, shouts out to Sam.
Chill?
That's dope.
I love Sam now. Sam's the best person ever. I miss him so much.
So Sam was like was he like the second version of SAGEY?
Yeah, pretty much. Like this is kind of like just different style, different vibe to it.
Yeah, that was tight. And I have another question. Like this, like we kind of didn't talk about this, but like if you look back in your SoundCloud, or like when I first found out about you guys, you had like remixes under the name SAGEY. Was that before you started rapping and all that?
It was all around the same time.
You were just working on shit.
Yeah, there's certain things I was just wanted to put out, and just because I was bored, like
remember the Danny Brown, like that shit's tight.
Yeah, I love Danny Brown. Yeah, I had to do that for myself.
Yeah, that one was sick.
Yeah. I remember the first time. I remember when I first met you. I remember that was in Art Hop. You and Riley were chilling. You guys had like your merch booth. You guys were all like kicking it there.
We're at Art House.
Mm-hmm. You guys were in there. You guys had hella stickers and CDs and shit.
That sounds about right.
And then you guys were just like, oh yeah, hey, you want one? I was like, fuck yeah. Got your CDs, your stickers and shit. Listened to it. I was like, this is actually tight as fuck. I was like, tight.
Fresh.
I was like, all right, I'll find you.
Dude, from then on, I was like, I remember we were like trying to throw parties and shows, and I was always trying to fucking book this guy. Like we were like planning out something, and be like, oh, I'm gonna try and get SAGEY, and it just never happened.
Did you hit us? Did you ever hit me up?
I hit you up like about like 3 or 4 shows. Yeah. I hit him up about Fulton Funeral,
Really?
the one in
I
Woodward.
remember that.
I hit him about so many. And
Oh
like,
yeah, okay, I do remember those. Okay,
that was like before we even like knew each other.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere, you asked us to do that parking lot art hop.
yeah.
And that was after that I was like, oh shit, this guy's fucking nuts.
Yeah, I guess so.
I guess so.
So like, I don't know if we should get into this, but I always ask people these questions, but like,
Let's get into it.
okay, so you were 20.
Real deep.
You were 21 when you started making stuff like the SAGEY stuff. What the fuck were you listening to? Because from then, like your music then and your music now sounds crazy. Like what? Like I don't want to say what inspires you, but like what inspires you? Like where are these like sounds of shit coming from? Like
what were you slapping on the regular? Like what was just like?
It's always a little bit of everything.
Really?
But, I mean, I can't. Oh, Flying Lotus. A fuck ton of Flying Lotus.
Okay,
Fuck ton
I
of
see
Flying
that.
Lotus. Death Grips. And then I don't know. I grew up on tons of different shit where it just automatically comes out like that. Like grew up on metal and a lot of rock stuff.
Yeah. What about like when you were younger? Like what got you through your like younger days?
Rage Against the Machine and Tool, man. I was fucking, when I grew up, like we weren't allowed to have secular CDs and shit.
Ooh,
and like
What?
Oh yeah, like my family's super religious, so I wasn't like allowed to like I could make a fucking list for you, bro. Like, but I couldn't. So my sister had to like burn me a CD of Rage Against the Machine, and I had to like it was a CDR, and because my parents would just go through all of our shit, like they would run through our rooms and stuff. So we had to write a different band name on it. So I'd put like Chevelle or POD, like Christian bands and shit on my CDRs.
Serious to hide it?
Yeah,
But you would know what it is.
I knew what it was based on that. Like
that's slick.
So like I was like age like 8 or 9 or whatever, and I was just like those were like the 2 records I had for like a long ass time, like all I had. And then I bought Evil Empire by Rage Against the Machine. That's like that's still one of my favorite records, but those are like my 2 favorite like all time band. Like that's where I started from. So like the yelling, rapping type thing, that's naturally just how I think vocals should be done. So like I just never felt like I could do it until like that point.
Okay.
But, like
That's wild to think about.
So
so you weren't allowed to really like listen to your own music and stuff like that. So going into this, do you say that you had a lot of support from your family and stuff like that?
Good one. Dude, oh man, no, none. Well, I mean, like enough in terms of like they never like kicked me out of the house.
Okay.
They never like. That's about it.
Did they give you shit about it?
All the time. They're like, okay, after I put out the first music video and the fact that I said 4-letter words, like that was the whole thing. We had to have like a talk about it. They're like, because I was like putting shame on the family name type thing. Like, oh, like you're fucking saying all these things. Like, oh, it was just a bunch of guilt shit.
Damn.
And then when we made that Flaunt music video, the one with like the blood and the titties and shit,
that's a
right?
sick ass video.
First off, they weren't supposed to even be naked. They all ended up. Everyone thinks that was the fucking intention. No,
It wasn't.
fucking. They all had clothes. It was St. Patrick's Day. Everyone got mad drunk. Someone showed up with blow. They all, after some of them passed out, they woke up and one of them decided to fucking get naked. Inspired the rest of them, and that was the music video.
fucking kidding me?
Yeah, none of that shit was
Wow.
planned like that.
I was wondering, like when I fucking first saw you guys and
How the fuck
did
do you
my
pull
research,
that out?
I was like, what the fuck? Like this is what I'm seeing? Like this is what I got? A bunch of naked girls covered in blood?
You're welcome.
You're
I love it.
Yeah,
That's
no,
insane.
not the fucking plan. But when that happened, bro,
It was like
put that shit out within 30 minutes. Like, because my parents just like, they were, I don't know if they still are. I don't care anymore. But like,
Yeah.
they were watching all my shit, like just waiting to see when I put shit out to fucking
Damn.
yell at me type
yeah,
stuff.
to like
That's crazy. I can't believe you had to deal with that.
I got a call like 30 minutes after we posted it, like, Brandon, I need to talk to you right now. And I was like, about what? He was like, I think you know. I was like, no clue. He's like, okay, well, I need to talk to you. Like, don't keep me waiting. So I waited till like 10 p.m. and fucking showed up to my house way later. And then they're like,
30 minutes after you posted it.
yes.
Wow.
Like they were waiting. And then immediately like I go in and like my mom was like crying.
Damn.
My mom, like
Aw,
my mom was
man.
crying about like she was like, what does the blood mean? Like, oh, this is so, like, oh my god, because like my only cover was to be like, it's symbolic. It's symbolic, man.
It's deeper than that.
It's deeper
Right?
than what you see, mom.
That's the thing. The interesting thing is that song, like, there's certain things in it where I was like, yeah, that was like kind of directed at my parents, so it almost made the
Okay.
conversation happen.
There you go,
Like it was
okay.
like it was kind of some of
So
it's
they
at
kind of,
them.
you think they picked up on it?
Maybe whatever. It was just it had to happen. And then my dad ended up telling me he was like, dude, I think you're being used by dark forces of the universe like Black Sabbath.
I remember you told me that, and
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't think anything of it, but
My dad thought I was did or still do think I'm possessed,
Wow.
like that type shit, because I make bad music.
I make bad music.
that's crazy
That's
that your
wild.
fucking parents think you're possessed.
Yeah.
And what'd you have to say? What were
Yeah,
you
like what was your like? What did you tell them? Like,
You were just like,
I'm not like it's just art.
Yeah.
Like, what'd
like,
you say?
Dude, it was so much shit. It was just like a matter of like, all right, like, what do you want me to do about it? Like, it happened that way. It's like, it was also really hard to just explain. Like, it's hard enough to convince or tell anybody, like, yeah, it wasn't
Yeah.
planned like that.
yeah, okay, yeah.
So it's like to try and tell my parents, yeah, it wasn't planned like that. And then they were just like flipping out, like, who are you hanging out with? Who are these people?
who are these women?
They're corrupting you.
Who are these loose women that you're hanging out with? It was fucking so
Just had to make them lose.
yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's
So-
wild.
Yeah, so yeah, I get support, I guess. It was never kicked out, so that was cool enough.
Yeah, I mean, at least that didn't happen.
Yeah. That didn't happen until way later.
Wait,
Shit escalated.
It wasn't kicked out of their house. It was just some other shit.
I feel you.
When the house you were getting spied on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you grow up in Fresno? Did you live here forever?
No. I moved here when I was like 10.
Okay, so
Where are you from?
Dos Palos.
Wow.
Dos Palos, DP. Woo, Broncos.
Ooh.
For reals. No one fucking knows about that place. Population 5,000.
Damn.
5,000. Damn.
You were in that shit.
Yeah.
And then you moved here when you were like 10, you said?
Yeah.
And then what high school did you graduate from?
I was homeschooled all high school.
Really?
Yeah, because I would have
Wow.
had to go to either Buchanan or fucking Clovis North.
Oh.
That's exactly what I said, dog. It was so gross. Like, you were like, no. It was so bad because I was already like, so I moved from like Dos Palos to over here,
Okay.
right, and like into Clovis too. So it's like Dos
Okay.
Palos is like hella. Essentially, it's nothing like Clovis. It's way more like gritty. Like it doesn't fucking matter what you dress like or who has the nicest shit on. In fact, that kid's getting the shit beat out of him.
Oh, okay.
Like it's more or less about like if you can fight. It's a bunch of field kids. Like it's a
Okay,
bunch
yeah.
of aggressive shit.
Like,
Rose.
Like, yeah.
It's a lot. So I was like, it was a bunch of shit, and it was totally different when I moved here. It was just automatically weird when I moved here. I was like, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
you
are
felt
these
like
people?
you felt like an outsider.
Yeah.
Especially if you moved to Clovis back then. Yeah, I would have been like,
Yeah.
I would have been like, where the fuck am I?
Hard transition. So it was like after
Yeah.
like all this Clovis years and stuff, and by that time, like I was like 8th grade or whatever, and I was just like, dude, I fucking hate school, and I'm so tired of this shit. It's like, I know what I want to do with myself, and it has nothing to do with this or any of these
Yeah.
people. So I'm just
Okay.
gonna dip. And like my oldest sister had been homeschooled because some other shit had gone on in my family or whatever, and she'd like pretty much figured it out for herself to be homeschooled. So I was like, can I take that option? So I did, and I just
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you were homeschooled, like what were you doing? Like when you were little, like how did you what did you do with your time?
Oh, that was only for high school that I was homeschooled.
Okay.
But during high school, like, what'd you do?
What were you
Like,
into?
I know.
So I mean, like, it was pretty much I would just do music all day, like all the fucking time, because I've been playing guitar since I was like maybe 8 or 9.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you that too, because you know how to play like hella instruments and know all this shit about sound, and like when you just learned that through high school then?
Yeah, mostly because that's when I knew I wanted to do with myself. So
it was music in general, so you kind of wanted to get like a feel for it. I feel you.
Yeah, so I just every single like I had literally nothing to fucking do. I could go 2 places throughout the week, and they were both church, just Wednesday and Sunday, man.
Damn,
And,
so you were just
I was held captive, man, and yeah. So all I had to do really was music. That was like the only thing I really had like going for me. So I just did that. Like,
so did you teach yourself?
Yeah,
how to play guitar?
Yeah.
Anything else?
My dad plays guitar. He always gave me little pointers, but like I never had like lessons. I don't know how to read any music or anything. But
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I started on guitar, and then I started playing drums.
Okay.
And then I got a keyboard. Also, that was all around the time I was like 16. And then also one of my friends would come over like years beforehand, and no, it was when I was 16. Yeah, and he had a fucking USB drive, and I had FL Studio.
Oh,
Stephen Peckham, where you at? Brought that over, and honestly, like I just became obsessed with it, because at first I was just like, I had already been like tracking like stuff on Audacity.
Okay.
Like
fuck Audacity.
It's terrible, right? I was using a USB fucking like webcam mic on my guitar amp, and just like you know, trying to get some brutal metal tones. I was doing that shit, and then I started making my drum patterns on FL Studio, like so double bass crazy and shit, right?
Nice.
So I was doing that, and then after a while, like when I started listening to Flying Lotus, when I fucking heard that, like, because there's certain bumps and shit that like on Adult Swim that when I actually found out, oh fuck, that's what this is.
Damn.
Flipped out, and I just obsessed over them, and then when I started getting like really into production. So homeschool, man, do it. Fuck the world, do your own thing.
Yeah, shouts out to homeschool.
That's dope. So you kind of just surrounded yourself in music throughout those those years of your life.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how you got into it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I was gonna say that's awesome. Like, there's like times where like been in the studio like practicing, and he's like showing us new music and shit, and he's like breaking down like the way sound works, or how to project your voice, or like just patterns in music, and I'm just like, how the fuck does he know all this? Like, this is crazy.
That's
like,
sick.
I probably don't know like very few people. You're like up there, like just music or in sound. Like, that's crazy how
Like you just know a lot about it.
I ain't got nothing better to do.
No, that's
I feel
awesome.
it.
And that comes in handy because your music sounds crazy.
Thank you. I don't know. It's fun, dude. I don't know.
I feel you.
It's cool.
So after you graduated, I guess homeschool or whatever, what was next? What did you go out to try to do?
Well, I already knew. I felt like studio was like the right idea. I was like, because you just get closer to everything, like whether or not it's artists, the equipment, or any part of the process. Like, so because I wasn't going to college. I already knew. I was like, fuck that. I'm not going to spend my time going to school for some shit that I don't want to do.
Exactly.
Like, why am I? Yeah. So I just
we get it.
yeah. So I found a studio on Craigslist that was giving out lessons, like paid lessons. So I was like,
So like how to engineer?
Mm-hmm. So I just went in there, and then like, because I'd already been nerding out a bunch for a few years, and I'd done like sound at like my parents' church and different stuff.
Oh,
right?
okay.
Nice.
So I go in there, and then like one of the first few times I was in there, he was like, all right, yeah, like you don't have to pay for lessons. You just want to sit in for free and like intern. So I started doing that, and then by the end of the year got the job. And so that's like where I've been. So that's Fast Tracks. That's where I've been at.
Shouts out to Fast Tracks.
Not really.
Actually, oh yeah, never mind. You got beef with them right now.
Long
So that's
story.
the studio you've been at right now this whole time?
Yeah,
Okay.
like past like 7 years. Yeah.
You've been working there for 7 years.
I'm doing most of their sessions, most of their rap sessions at least.
That's awesome.
Wow.
This is Sky. This is Sky's first appearance on the podcast. She's right here. I don't know if you guys see her. There we go. She wanted to join in, so she's here.
She's a really good girl.
What were we saying?
Talking about the studio.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So that's where you've been doing that for a while then. So that's pretty sick.
So that's kind of just where
Yeah,
where I went from there.
You did that right after you graduated, so you were 18 when that happened, and then it took you into it. It was when you hit 21 where you're like, okay, I'm gonna become an artist, or I'm gonna become.
I'd already been
Yeah. Oh,
I guess so.
You just had, but
I guess so.
this is like when you were like, okay, I want to do it seriously, or I want to perform, or I want to
Yeah.
like get out there more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I had always been like, I'd been producing like a lot of my own beats and stuff. So like at that time, I had been just trying to find people to like just make beats for.
Okay.
Right. So
okay, so you were just making beats at that time for other people. Okay.
Yeah. So that's like when I was meeting up with Keanu, we did a project Crybaby. And then a couple other dudes I was working with, Carl Armada. We were working on something, and we were working on some project together, and like a few other people, like this other dude in town. And it just never really came to fruition. And I was just like, I just figured I was like, I could do this the way that I want to do it. So I might as well, like, fuck it. So,
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah. So that's kind of the moment where I was like, I can't do this. I'm going to do this. This shit is cool.
So like I've noticed with you, like when we go out and like play places, like you are so good with people, like even in the best situations and in the most awkward situations. like are you just like, do you think you're just naturally good with people? Or are you like good at being a performer? Because people ask me about you, and I'm just like, yeah, he's a sick ass performer. Like he just knows how to make it work.
I honestly don't even understand that because I feel like I'm terrible with people.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
Bro, you really are good with people. Like honestly, I think so. Like from what I've seen,
I think on stage it's a little bit easier because it's like, okay, everyone's already looking right here. Fuck it. Like I have nothing really to lose when I'm on stage. Like, and the entire point of it is to just connect with whoever's not on stage. That's the whole thing, is to just like make it to where whatever space is between you is a little bit smaller, and hopefully they get what the fuck you're saying. So it's like at a certain point, like you can just kind of feel out a crowd and know like, all right, these guys are actually going to dance or actually like move right now, or they don't know what the fuck they're looking at, so I can have as much fun as I want, like that one last show that we did, like so I was just I was just cracking jokes the entire fucking time, because it's like there's nothing better to do right now. Like no one's gonna dance, really no one's gonna fucking move, so like might as well have fun with them.
To put that into perspective, it was a big crowd of like adults, as in like 30 plus age. From there, like anywhere from like 20 years old to like 65
plus.
Yeah, it was a wide range, but
and we were like playing our like normal set, and then Brandon, like everyone was just like, yeah, this is cool, whatever, and Brandon was just like on the mic just calling people out, like middle of the song, like just dead air, just calling people out. And then they were loving it, like it was awesome.
They weren't expecting that,
because
then you make them a part of it even though they weren't trying to be. So it's like, if you're not going to dance with it or intentionally being I'm going to make you a part of it. I'm sorry, like I'm going to make you captive right now, like you're my bitch.
Can you think of any shows that were just really like bad experience?
The LA show. That's the only one.
Besides the LA show.
Besides the LA one, it'd be the Portland show. Like flat out. So it'd be like, other than that, like we haven't really had any like, there's just the situations where it's like not maybe as great as you would hope it would be. But in terms of like a bad show, like there's
nothing seriously like bad has happened, I feel like.
What about your favorite show? Like what's one that you're like, wow, that was fucking fun?
Oh man.
Because you've had a lot of fucking fun shows, and like one of them that sticks out to me that I wasn't even DJing for you yet was at the Root, when you had all the helicopters and the cops.
Definitely
that shit was crazy.
Definitely that one stands out.
Yeah, I went to that one just as a fucking fan, and I was like, what is going on? Like I didn't know if it was planned or if this was we were all gonna get arrested. That shit was crazy.
That shit was wild. I ended up yelling like, fuck the police, fuck the police. I'll have everyone like shout that shit, chanting that, and then like 10 seconds later, I look over and there's like a cop with like fucking riot guns and like beanbags and shit looking at me. Like I was like, oh, all right, never mind.
I'm sorry.
All right, everybody, fucking deform, whatever. Swarm.
I remember that because I didn't go to that, but you guys were like sending that shit in like the GM, like the cops
everywhere downtown.
What is going on?
I know, that shit was so. The cops made us seem so much fucking cooler than we actually are. Like that was wild. Thanks, guys. They made that shit what other people call legendary. Like people still come up to me and are like, "That was fucking wild." I'm like,
"It was pretty fucking wild."
Yeah, I don't really know what to say about that one. That one was pretty cool.
Well, obviously, when you sold out Strummers, those were
that was pretty. That was a weird feeling.
Which time did you like more? Like out of the two recent ones.
The first time.
Yeah.
Next time we play there, I'm definitely gonna have to spice something up, because it's like when you play the same venue so many times, like I just want to switch something up to where I feel like we're all experiencing something a little different than we already did. Because otherwise, it's like, what the fuck am I gonna be asking you to pay money for? You already were here. Like, I was already here. I don't want to fucking do this, So yeah, hopefully the next one.
I'm glad that was a good show, because that was the first show I ever DJ'd for you.
Fucking killed
the one at Strummers the very first time?
The very first time.
I think,
I was nervous as fuck to do that. I was so scared.
Dude, you make our show so much better. I don't even think you understand. Like,
dude, I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Dude.
I'm just happy to be a part of it. Like I said, I was going and I was just a fan. I never thought I'd be like fucking DJing for you guys. That shit's tight.
That shit's so funny to me.
And now I get the album before everybody, and it's fucking sick.
You're just being humble. Shit sucks.
No, it's tight. Can we talk about the album a little bit? What can you say about the album, the newest album? Because you've had one album, right? Or is it two?
Yeah, one. Yeah,
one official album.
Yeah.
How was that? How do you think that whole project was? Like the whole process of that?
Of the one before?
No, yeah, the first one.
First one, it was cool. I don't know. I honestly like I worked on EPs, 2 EPs before that, and this was like the first time also that I tracked the drums in the studio. Because the first EP that I had drums on it, I did that like in a warehouse with a bunch of shit equipment, and it like sounded all right. And then the album was like the first one where I could actually like go in the studio and like take some time. And also Sam's just a fucking phenomenal drummer, like one of the best drummers, like learned drummers I've ever played with. Like dude's got like a certain like bounce and like swing to his shit. No matter how hard he hits it, it's still got this still got that shit to it for some reason. I don't know how he does it. And he had hella good equipment, so it was just like cream of the crop. It was really fun to record that. And then it was like 14 tracks. It was a fucking lot of nerding out. It took forever to do that, but it was cool. I don't know. This one was like just a little bit different because I didn't make like a batch of songs. I was like, this is a record. I just like wrote a fuck ton of stuff and was like working on them individually, and then all the shit with Sony stuff started happening. I was like, all right, so I'll just put this all into a record now, you know.
Nice.
And with all the songs, the new album, did you track all the drums?
Yeah, I played all the drums on it this time.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was.
It's all you. That's wild.
Yeah, it's kind of dumb. It takes so much time.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
So you weren't even planning to have this album? It just kind of happened because of the whole Sony stuff and all that?
I'd written a bunch of different individual like singles and shit, and I tracked out like a handful of them, and I was just going to be putting them out individually like every month, like I was doing for a minute, just to fucking just keep shit going. Yeah. And then in that process, ended up getting hit up by them, like getting certain deal shit sent to me. I was like, all right, let's fucking do this. So I just fucking waited on like all that, and then
threw it all together.
Not just waiting all of it. You know, so it's whatever.
The fucking waiting game.
It is a fucking waiting game. Fucking A. Yeah. So that's pretty much what's going on with that. Like, it's all done.
Do you like it? Are you happy with it?
Yeah. Like, honestly, there's certain shit in it where I'm just stoked that people are going to be able to hear it finally, because I was working on that shit like last year, and it's just kind of
awesome. It's awesome if you're wondering.
It's old to me because it's all I've fucking done for like a year, but like I'm still stoked for people to hear it because I know it's better than my shit beforehand. So I'm just tired of that being the representation of me. Like that guy sucked. Like, this guy right here was a little bit.
You didn't.
Like we'll be practicing songs for shows and stuff, and Brandon's just like, "Fuck, I don't want to do this song. I'm tired of doing this song."
Yeah,
it's pretty funny.
I know, it's kind of dumb. The thing is, like, also too is like, it's really interesting to me when some people actually know my lyrics and will say them to me.
A lot of people do.
Yeah, that's wild.
A lot of people know your lyrics.
Bro, I don't even remember my lyrics until a song comes on, because I've heard that shit so many times. But once I've actually like started singing it, I'm like, this is what that is. All right, cut tight, and it's just muscle memory. Like, I don't know, like when I make shit, like that was when I made it. That's when I was feeling it, and that's when that moment was like, I'm not always there. Like, so much other shit's going on. Like, I'm not 21 anymore. Like, dealt with a bunch of other shit. So that's what I'm worrying about. That's what's on the album. Bunch of new dumb shit.
Bunch of life.
For real. It's a bunch of dumb shit. It's just pretty much, I don't know, life.
I love it. It's crazy. I'm like, another thing, I know I keep saying I'm happy to be a part of it, but I am, because when I first started DJing with you guys, you were still doing like batches of the old songs and stuff, and we were doing stuff off the new album at the time. Yeah. And like through this time, I'm like hearing all the music being made and everything. It just keeps getting better and better and better. Like I haven't I've never like heard a song, like heard you play a song or we practice a song. I've been like, well, I don't know if you should do this. Like this sounds way better. Like it just keeps getting better and better. Like that shit's crazy. Like your progression is crazy.
Thank you. I don't know.
Do you feel that way too?
Honestly, I can tell my shit now is way better than it was before. Like, it's just a matter of me kind of just whittling down like the things that I feel are like honest for me, and what things are kind of just extra that I was just putting on to like kind of just fill the void or kind of like cover, like to hide myself in it. You know, and at this point, I'm just kind of don't give very many fucks. I'm just like, I'm going to say whatever I want right now. And it's like, just blatant.
Just letting it all out there, though.
Yeah, because I don't need to worry about it.
Exactly.
No one needs to worry about it. I was worried about shit, but fuck that.
There's no point to worry about shit. It's what you want to do.
No.
You're going to do it.
So I'm just saying a bunch of real shit on this record, bro. Shit.
Talking some shit.
A little bit. Not as much as the last records, actually. Talked away so much shit before.
I know, I forgot what song it was, but he was like, I don't want to perform this song anymore because it just keeps reminding me of the person I wrote it about, and I want to stop thinking about her. Remember you told you were talking about one song?
Yeah.
I forgot which one it was.
Lights Out, definitely.
Your most popular song, right?
Yeah, I know. It's so funny. It's the same thing as like that song was all about the chick that fucking named the band, essentially,
Oh,
right?
that was her?
Same,
Tight.
really? Same chick, yeah.
It's a good song.
The interesting thing is she fucking hates me and has been doing all this different shit to fucking like try and destroy my life. It's crazy, right? And interestingly enough, that's the song that pretty much got us linked up with Sony, because like that was the one that the upper management dude heard and was like, "Oh fuck yeah, I'm all about that. Like I'll put money behind you." Cool,
tight.
Yeah, fuck that
like,
bitch. Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck her.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm over it.
Is this like kind of like the first like formal interview? I guess you could say, yeah.
Yeah. We only had one other one, but it was like written.
Oh, okay.
It was for Sticks and Stones.
Oh, okay.
With the Blood and Titty music video. Because that was a big thing. Big thing. So, yeah.
I'm glad this is a first. You guys should get to know him deep down.
Yeah, my name's Brandon.
Back from the beginning.
Welcome to the 545 podcast.
Yeah, my name's Brandon. And yeah, if you call me Sagey in public, I'll most likely not. It'll be hard for me to acknowledge.
So if you see him walking down the street, yell "Sagey" as loud as you can.
Pretty much. I don't know.
Sagey.
I don't know. Like that was a whole weird thing, because like I made it to be like, this is a band. Like it isn't me. Like don't look at me. Like, don't look at me.
In the beginning,
Right?
yeah.
But then over the time, because it's like there's been so many like people in and out of it, it's just, it's kind of, and also I make all the fucking sounds and I do drums and shit too.
Yeah,
So
it's
like,
yours. It's all you.
everyone's kind of like, oh, it's you, but it wouldn't be the same without you and a drummer, dog. I couldn't do. If you just saw some dude yelling randomly without anything being played, she would be weak.
Dude,
that would be weak.
Yeah, I think
got a
having
full
a drum,
package.
Yeah, having a drummer and shit is awesome. Like when we first saw you guys live, I was like, what the fuck are these guys? Why do they have a drummer? Why is it dirty? What's going on? This guy's really sweaty.
There's dust flying around.
These dudes got their shirts off. I think it's kind of cool how it just, the whole story of it, like just you, then started to involve in a band, and people started coming in and coming out. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's
And
like,
then it ends up like how it is now. Like it's crazy to think that there's like generations to it.
Yeah,
That's something kind of like that.
Yeah,
but like,
it is.
Yeah,
There is. It's like different phases of it where you could definitely even if you listen to the shit, you'd be able to hear like in the songs and in the just literally the drums and how they're played and who's playing them, like flat out total difference. Like one record was more like a punk record, the one after that was more like a groove record.
yeah.
And then this one, I hope personally is somewhere in between, because I liked both of their styles of drumming, and I was like, I don't know, I don't play as good as either of them, so I was just like hoping it kind of sounded some way as good, somewhere in between. Yeah.
nice.
I think it is. I think everything's good. Like everything you've been working on is good, and I like the diversity in the songs. Like there's the heavy songs, like you said. There's the groovy songs. There's the slow songs. There's like the rappy songs. There's like
Those
the
baby makers.
baby makers. There's like the songs where you're like screaming on, which is crazy when you started doing that shit. Like where did that come from? Did you always want to do that, or you just like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it?
Yeah, fucking hated that shit forever.
You really?
I did for a while. I was just like, that's so lame. But then, really, I was just listening to a lot of like Smashing Pumpkins and Nirvana and other stuff, and he would just like put in like random like weird like fucking like, crazy shit in there. And yeah, I don't know. I was just like, all my vocals and shit on all the other records were like flatline. I would just like yelling the whole exact time, all this crazy shit. And I was just kind of over that. I was like, I would at least want to like have more dynamic in my voice and like what I was doing towards like, because if everything's flatlined, then it's like it's all relative, like so if a part of a song is going to be heavy, it's only going to be heavy in relationship to what was being played beforehand. Has nothing to do with like really anything for what it is. It's all relative. So it's like if you want a part to be heavy, you have to do something soft before it. If you want a part to be soft, you got to do something heavy around it. So it's all relative. So it's just like trying to like build my shit up to where I can make better songs. So I started getting into it, like more sound effects and shit with my voice. It's a bitch to do live, but like
I've seen it. Yeah,
it's fun.
So did you teach yourself how to do all that singing by yourself?
I got like a little bit of like voice training from this like one dude I was in a band with when I was like super young. He taught me how to use my diaphragm.
Okay.
Other than that, like I don't know.
Just let it out.
Yeah. just open my mouth. Yeah, dude, just I don't know. Like
I feel it. That's sick though, because like it's cool to see that you threw that in there and like people were just like thrown off by it, because like that's not what you did before, and then like you just kind of like forced your way into it.
I hope
people fucked with it.
I hope it threw people off, because I don't know. I wanted that. I want that for myself.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome. And like how you said, like when you do that shit live, Even
sick.
if you're like dying, it's so sick.
No, yeah.
Because you're just like up there, and you're just like, ah! It's just everything you got in you. It's like so cool. Like it's such a cool performance thing.
Shout out this guy for putting echoes and shit on my voice that would make that sound good when it actually sounds terrible.
I got you. We have the signals now when you're dying on stage and need some help.
Look at that. I know. Help you so much.
We're out here. We're prepared for anything.
Yeah, prepared for anything.
Ready at all things.
So what's like throughout your whole repertoire of SAGEY, what do you think is like your favorite? Like what are some of your favorite songs? If you have any.
All my favorite ones right now are off the new shit. Honestly, I mean, there's like some songs where it's just really fun to do, or it's just like it's always fun to do because the interaction that are with people. To where it's like regardless of how I feel about what the song is even about or whatever, it's like when we do that one, shit goes crazy.
Yeah, people like
it's
it.
Fun.
Which ones do you think are like your most fun to perform?
Flaunt. That one, the Yet Again, Blood and Titties. Flaunt, and
awesome.
then end of the day, people go off for both of those, but. Those I think it's just because we've been playing those ones like for a minute now. That was like 2016. It's like
People are
3 years
prepared
now.
for it now.
Yeah, they know.
they hear it and they're just like, oh yeah, like it's fucking time to fuck. Like everybody get out the fucking way. Someone's gonna get punched in the face. Someone's losing a shoe.
Open up this pit, bro. Open it fucking up.
But that's sick though because you see everybody's reactions and they're just like excited to like for that drop. They're just like ready for it. That's tight that you have. If you think about it, you have control over all that.
It's like a weird transference of energy, bro. Like like flat out like if you watch a show, if you watch a frontman and the dude's like trying to tell everybody like, I want to see a pit in here, I want you to do this and I want you to do that, and someone take off their left shoe. If you see some motherfucker doing that, everyone's gonna look at him and go like, I don't want to do shit. You just told me, right?
Stare at you, bro.
If you want to get energy going on, you have to put that out there.
Okay.
You have to make that. So that's why it's like I fucking start fucking with the crowd because it's like they're not communicating physically, so I just have to do it mentally right now. Or it's like jumping in the crowd or fucking actually getting live with the songs where it's like monkey see monkey do, you know. And
I've definitely seen you get beat up in your own pits before.
worth it.
It's awesome. It looks so sick.
And there's
it looks fun. I gotta go do it too.
Yeah, I know, that's so great to you do that too. It's fucking awesome.
That was cool.
Like I don't know, like you like if you try to take yourself too seriously on that shit and you're just like, oh fucking I need to look cool in front of these people, but I want these people to do that, like it's lame. Like don't like you're not
don't try too hard.
Yeah, you're not above anybody. Like physically maybe if you have a stage, but you're not above anybody, bro. Like you need to be like with them. So it's like
make them feel like they're not being belittled, or make them feel like they're like a part of it. Like be more interactive. Like
that's the whole thing. You got to let them feel what you're feeling. You got to feel what they're feeling. You know, it's just interaction, it's communication.
That's crazy. You just have that so figured out. Like people are like, when people see SAGEY on like a flyer or something, like, oh, you ever been to SAGEY show? I went to this one, I heard it was crazy. Or I went to this one, it was crazy. It's awesome. You got to figure it out.
That's kind of crazy. Right?
I've definitely seen this guy like have a beach ball and like kick it up into the crowd and like hit someone with glasses and like knock their glasses off, or someone with a squirt gun and just like hit a bitch or just like squirt her in the boobs. It's awesome. Makes it so fun. It makes an experience.
That's the thing. You have to. That's what it's all about. You're trying to make a memory with these people. You're trying to make a moment. Because like that might be the only show you have with them. That might be their first show.
Yeah.
Like,
and you want to make an impact on that, especially like so you want them to remember that. So like my first SAGEY show, like this happened. You, like that's your goal. I feel like every time you go out there is to make like someone feel like they've been impacted in some way, like to make them remember you basically.
I mean, like you didn't come here for nothing, to do that. You know. And if it's even like a paid show and shit, it's like I got even more weight on me because like you didn't pay those $5 for nothing, boy. Like I don't know, man. Like I just want to give people what I would want to experience in that, you know. And totally. I just feel like a lot of people when they play shows or they do things, it's just kind of like a bare minimum, or they're like, it's a straight up money scheme. It's like, because I know people will do this, so I'm just getting bread right now. Yeah. Fuck you, man. Like they want to have a night. Like you want to help be with that night. Exactly. Like I don't know. I think that's really important. I love playing shows, dude. It's the best. Yeah. But that's also why we don't do them all that often.
No, I know.
You do them too often.
Then people start.
Oversaturation. Learn about it.
But the shows are so fun. They're so fucking fun.
That's why you just gotta hold it back a little bit. It's that refrain right there. If too much blow is a thing, so it's like if you fucking tailor that off a little bit, maybe it won't be so bad, you know.
You'll enjoy it a little bit more.
Yeah. Alcoholism isn't a joke, but a beer every once in a while is great.
Right.
So you can't just play the show.
Shouts out to our sponsor, Modelo.
It's Modelo time. Thanks. Still, fool.
But yeah, like I did that house show. Like that was my first house show like ever. And like I think the way you took that, like doing that, you put like everything into it, and we didn't like get anything out of that. It was a last minute thing, and like you like. Yeah. Like tore that house up. Like it was insane. Like people were going crazy. Like that show was insane. It was fun. Like that was my like first house show, and I thought that was like sick to be a part of. And you like,
thank you for being there, J-Rock.
No, of course.
I'm happy you were there. This shit was hella fun.
That was really cool.
The living room started off packed full of people, and it ended up like with a couple people, and everyone was outside like in pain.
Yeah, there's like a few stragglers.
Yeah, my homie Zach, he fell into the bass drum and he had a big old gash.
I saw that. I saw that.
I don't know if he got that checked out. I don't know. I don't know.
You know, he's gnarly.
A trooper. He's a trooper. He'll live.
No, yeah,
strong boy.
It was definitely like you in performing, you have that figured out, and you like you can people can tell that you have fun doing it, and I think that's sick because a lot of people like will get up there and they just be like, I'm just here for the money, or it seems like that. But you get up there and you show them that you like to be here too. Like you're happy, like this, like you live for that shit.
Like there's also like, it doesn't really feel like it all the time, but it is like a certain what would it be like you said it, like in terms of like you have like a control or whatever over it. Like it doesn't really feel like that. It more or less feels like just a general ability because I'm already on the mic. I can say whatever the fuck I want. Yeah. And like my general anxiety and things that I have like in public, for some reason it just goes away when I'm up there because at least I know I can talk right now. Yeah. Like this is cool. This is a proper moment for me to be doing. I can say whatever the fuck I want. In fact, you guys can leave if you don't like it. That's crazy, huh? So it's like a certain thing of like, that's why I just talk mad shit or it's whatever the fuck. It's because I'm just having fun. Like I don't need to worry about anything when I'm up there. That's me personally. Like,
that's the mentality you should have.
That's awesome. There. That's exactly what you need.
Exactly.
That's some escapist shit, but it's beautiful. Yeah. Like when you don't remember that fucking show that you just did for the past 30 minutes or an hour. Like when it goes by, and it feels like 20 seconds went by, and you're like,
wow,
it's
like
hella cathartic. I mean, I don't know if you guys ever yell for like an hour straight, but like that shit feels good by the time you're so tired. You have no energy left. It's like it's all gone.
But you feel like great. You're just like you feel so like relieved.
It's like a cardio workout. Like that really is what it is. It's fucking awesome.
That's sick.
So yeah, it's fun.
If you haven't been to a SAGEY show, you definitely should check it out and stop hiding under a rock for real because it's an experience that you should definitely go through.
Even though like the next couple shows might not be close to you if you're local to Fresno.
Yeah.
Trying to get out there.
Yeah. Grizzly Fest, what's up?
Shouts out to Grizzly Fest.
We're coming to Visalia. I haven't started promoting that one. I haven't started promoting that one. Long story. But yeah.
Hit us with the dates for both of those. Grizzly Fest is
May 4th.
May 4th. Ooh. And then what's the date?
That is May 10th in Visalia. Cellar Door.
I heard it here.
We'll be in that.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
And there's an album coming out.
Oh yeah, and there's an album coming out. We didn't even really talk about the new album.
It's cool.
Is there anything you can drop about it? Like,
first, I didn't have a fucking name for it because yet again, like I wrote all the tracks individually. Like, no, I'm just gonna put them out and do the songs and stuff. And then the whole Sony shit came through, and it was like they're like, hey, if you come out with the whole record right now, we'll put that out instead of putting out your old stuff because they wanted to put out my last record. Okay. And I was like, I don't want more people to hear that shit. I'm just trying to give them like I want that new stuff. Yeah. So I worked on all that and I didn't have a name for it. And then when I went down south to go meet up with some of the upper management, they were like talking back and forth, like, oh, like what do you have a name for it? And I was like, no, I don't. And they're like, well, the upper manager dude, he was like, if you got a real hot record on there, you should real hot, name the album after the record. And I was like, and so I told him, I was like, because one of the songs' name was Tasteless. I was like, how about Tasteless? He was like, looked at me like, no, we want your record to taste good. We want people to buy it, And he wasn't cool with it. And so like my direct manager, like me and him were just kind of like dying on the inside. And like the drive back, we are just like, should we just name it that? Yeah, he's not gonna do shit if we do. Like, all right, tight.
So just
sick name. Awesome. That is like a really good song. It's one of my favorites on the album. Yeah. So
that was the last one I made. That was like super last minute.
Damn, really?
Yeah.
Shit, I didn't know that. I thought that was like been done or something.
Yeah, no, that was the last one I did. Wow. That's when I tracked everything on vocals, drums, all that.
Because you've done that song live like past like 2 or 3 shows already.
Yeah.
Crazy. Damn, you're out here putting in that work.
And
fucking
the
work.
people hearing it probably didn't even know that it was. They probably realized it was a new track, but they probably didn't know that it was going to be on this album, or didn't even really realize.
Probably
it.
Not.
There you go.
Hella is. I don't know. I've been trying to like just fit a lot more of the new stuff in. the whole set and whatnot. So it's usually like more than half of it at this point.
Yeah,
Hopefully
yeah.
it'll all be new shit.
How many tracks are on the
10. Yeah.
Solid.
It's a
Good
solid.
10.
Nice
You
little
know what I
10
mean?
piece.
Getting up in the double digits. Not going too far. Just getting right there.
I feel you.
What's up, guys?
Yo, what's good?
How are you guys?
Welcome back to the 545
Woo!
podcast.
Welcome back.
545. What's up? What's going on with Pleasure Pack? What's going on? When's your next show?
Grizzly Fest.
Grizzly Fest.
Well, yeah, you will be there.
No, I don't know. We kind of just have like little house parties lined up. We really want to, for the summer, I haven't really brought this up to you, but we're trying to like throw like a real like warehouse party. Like
Like a show.
just like some gutter shit, you know?
Hit me up.
Like,
Definitely.
right? Yeah,
Definitely
see, we
be on the lineup.
yeah, we really want to do something like that because it's kind of like people do that everywhere else, but that never really happens here.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We want our rappers, we want bands, we want DJ sets, we want everything.
Totally doable.
Mhm.
See,
Totally doable.
the only thing right now is like a
A
place.
warehouse.
Yeah.
So
If
we
you
can
guys-
talk
if
about
any-
that off camera.
Absolutely.
If
But
anybody knows of an empty big warehouse in Fresno, California, please.
That
Hit
runs their
us up.
shit correctly.
yeah,
Yes,
that's not
or-
sketchy.
Or
It
if it's
isn't
your
sketchy,
or if it's your
or-
grandpa's old warehouse in his backyard out in the country somewhere that he
That'd
doesn't
be-
use and it's
that
empty.
would be
Perfect. Just
Yeah.
let us know. Hit us up. Please.
Yeah.
Thank
Also,
you.
let's see what else. Actually, lately the three of us have been talking about working on music and certain songs for maybe
Oh,
the
yeah.
compilation project we were talking about.
Yup. Yeah.
We can keep that on the low. Some entertainment out here.
Yeah, some entertainment. Honestly, all that shit with the whole record release and like pretty much the dates of that, like
Mhm.
I pretty much have to wait on that and see how that actually goes before
Yeah,
like
just with time or whatever.
fucking bass.
Yeah.
I'm working
Yeah.
on a studio
Yeah,
right now.
It's sick. It's in a basement. It's dope.
Brandon is building a studio in the basement
With
of
his
a big
bare
ass
hand.
house. Yeah, with
Bare
his bare
hands.
hands
Bare hands.
in the basement of a sick ass house and tower. Like whatever you're picturing in your head is probably what it looks like. It's fucking dope.
Yeah, it's in the past like month right now. I've just been working on it.
It's sick though.
I've been nabbing hella pallets from behind
You're
Walmart.
picking nails out of pallets for hours on end.
Hours actually,
Fingers
literally.
bleeding.
Actually, yes. Like, dude, look at my fucking arms from like all the random
Scratched
cuts
up,
and shit.
yeah.
That's from putting in insulation, bro,
Oh
and then
my.
getting all this fiberglass in my skins.
He's out here.
He's
putting
out
in
here.
work.
Yeah,
For
no.
you.
For you guys, no, for
Literally,
reals.
yeah.
Yeah, it'll be coming up. It'll be. Honestly, I'm gonna be running it pretty low key. If you can find me as a person, you know what's up. Find me, hit me up. I know my rates.
Yeah,
you go.
pay the fee, assholes.
I don't know. You want something good, you gotta fucking pay for something good.
Right?
If you give me fucking a bunch of like you want a fucking meal to taste like spaghetti, don't give me like dog shit and burnt hair as the ingredients. Also, like don't blame me that you don't take the time on your art. Flat out, like
True, real.
most people want to come out sounding like a pro, like a professional, but they don't do any of the work that a professional does,
Mhm.
and then they blame me.
It's not his fault.
I just turn knobs and make it not sound like shit. Hopefully,
Real talk.
We're out.
I can go on about this. Engineer, fucking rants.
I was paid.
How'd you, Riley, and Simba meet?
I've known Riley my entire life because my dad and his mom used to bang in high school.
Ha!
So like they've just been friends.
I didn't
forever.
even know that.
They've been friends for forever. And my dad's been doing Riley's mom's hair like my whole life. So just naturally, as they were friends, like we were around each other.
Yeah.
And he used to be like a really fucked up little kid. Like he would come and we would hang out and he would like draw pictures of like devils and shit. And like we were like babies, like little ass kids. Like he was a fucked up kid.
He was on that since
Yeah.
day one.
Yeah.
He's been drawing devils since day one.
Yeah. But
Evil shit is real with Riley.
he came to my middle
Shouts
school
out.
in like 7th grade. And then I still didn't fuck. I like kind of fucked with him. I would like say what's good and stuff. And then like 8th grade, we just connected over like music shit. Like, we
Cool.
listened to the same stuff. We were in drumline. And we were just like, whoa, well, we were already kind of friends. Like, so we're always friends from then.
Nice.
And then Simba, he booked me to DJ his like 15th or 16th birthday party. And it was like the like 4th or 5th real party I ever DJ'd. So I was hella nervous. He's like, yeah, I know you're a DJ. Like, I just want you to DJ at my party. And it was a really fun party, like a little kid party.
Yeah.
But shit was crazy. And then ever since then, he was like, he texted me after. He's like, yo, I need you to send me a track list of the music you played because it was crazy. So I would, and we were just talked about music. And then he was like, oh, I make music and I make beats and I rap. And I was like, bro, hell yeah. And,
Yeah.
and then like we just were all friends, and we all always bonded over music shit because we were all making music shit. Like I was DJing, Simple was rapping, Riley was like starting to make beats and DJing too, and we were just like fuck around and make music and just became friends off that, and it never stopped. We just never stopped, and that's still what we're doing.
Fucking beautiful. For reals, it's fucking tight.
It's sick.
Like you guys are a unit. Like that's just, and also J-Rod.
What?
I used to hate this guy in high school.
Yeah,
really.
for real,
We were
he
not
did.
friends. Yeah,
Really?
yeah. I used to have beef with him.
It's the same thing with me and Sam. It's the same type of shit.
I was just like, I didn't really know him. I was like, oh, he does this thing. Like I knew. Okay, so like when I was
Did you hate him or not?
No, I didn't hate him.
I
But
thought he was a douche.
I saw all this like going on throughout high school because I didn't go to parties till like my senior year. So like I would see like all these flyers like my sophomore or my junior year and shit like that. I'd be like, okay, like I know this is going on, but I wasn't that person. Like I didn't go out to anything. So I was like, all right, that's cool. Like I hear shit about it. I'm like, all right, that's cool. But I mean, like I just wasn't there. It just wasn't my thing.
Yeah, and it was weird. Like in high school, like probably looking from his side because we weren't like weirdo kids, but we weren't like popular kids either. Like we were like right in the middle. So people would like know about us from parties and stuff.
Right.
But it's like we'd go to school and it would be like normal.
Yeah.
So it was really weird.
It was different about it because they weren't like up there. They were just like, we were like not like regular, but like they were just like in the middle, and they just threw parties and they did parties and shit.
But everyone would go to the
school.
parties.
Yeah, like outside school, but then in school it'd just be like, oh hey.
Yeah, like people just thought we were weird because we like dressed weird or painted our nails or had crazy hair or something.
Shit. And now you're getting evidence of this shit. Yeah. And this shit's more real to people because that shit's online and everywhere because of you. That's crazy.
I think
now
that's
you're
cool.
You're
like
creating more of that for more people than like,
because they get to relive it in a sense because if they went to it, like that's how we look at our videos. Like we watch them again and we're just like, wow, like we can't believe that happened and we did all that.
It's fucking tight you guys do that because you guys get evidence. Because I see these fucking videos, I'm like, god damn, that's hard. Like, what is this? A fucking Thursday? Like, and not art hop. It's just some random day, and it's like for no reason. It's literally. A million people. Yeah. Like, hell, that's killer, dude. It's an important job, dude. Yeah. People need people like you, bro.
And then people get caught up in videos. Like you'll just see shit like random people like the crowd. And, like you'll just be like, oh wow, that person was there doing that with who?
Yeah, or like I haven't seen them in forever. It's awesome. But it's like for us, like on our side, it's just like we just never stopped doing what we were doing. Yeah. We just keep going. And then I think me and him became friends because like he bought a shirt off me or asked me for stickers or something in high school. And I was like, oh, he fucks with me. That's cool. And then he was he just started coming around more. And I was like, yo, you want to help us like break our? It was our graduation party.
It was a graduation party the day after we graduated, and like shit went down. The party got shut down. Like people got in a fight. And there was guns crazy
and shit.
And I was just like hanging out, and I was like, "You need help?" Like,
and he helped us
roll up these cables real fast for you.
He helped us break down, and then ever since then we like hung out. Like we were always friends. And then he was like, "Yeah, I want to start making videos," and I was like, "Bro, we need someone to make videos." So it worked perfectly. And now we're doing this.
I was the extension cord roll up guy.
Yeah,
that's how I got my way in.
That was in.
That was your job for a good couple months.
For real, it was.
It's an important job though.
Yeah, I hate rolling up extension cords.
Yeah.
Also, everyone needs a video guy.
Yeah, true.
My video guy.
Here.
Ryan.
Shouts out.
Ryan Gibson. I fucking love you. That's my dude.
His
guy.
His interview is coming soon too. We keep saying that.
Dude, I want to be here just on the sidelines.
Bro, there's so many people that want to just be on his sideline, bro. He's gonna have a whole posse back.
Can I please? I just want.
Yes, you can definitely be in it.
No, I love that dude. No, but he's like the unofficial fourth member.
Yeah.
And yeah, you guys are important.
Thank you.
We need to get the shine. They need to get the shine.
Glad to be a part of it. Definitely didn't think like years ago we'd all be sitting here as friends.
Yeah, shit's crazy.
And going to shows.
Yeah, we used to just go to this guy. We just used to go to this guy's shows.
For real.
Crazy shit, bro. No. Do you remember that one show at I think it was at 707, and we gave you a hoodie?
Yeah, and that's still my only hoodie, and I wear that shit.
Rock that shit all the time.
All the time. I get complimented on that shit also all the fucking time. By everybody. It's kind of fucking wild.
Thank you, people.
Yeah, you guys are amazing. You guys have been like practically clothing me. And I don't know if you know that.
Oh my God.
like Pleasure Pack, and then my homies in EXP, Sean Rojas, fucking Sam, everybody. Yeah, you guys have pretty much been clothing me. Like you guys give me a hella shirts and all this different shit. I love it all too. And like for the most part, like I don't really like to wear like super extra pieces or anything in general. I usually just wear things that are just like, all right, that looks like a uniform almost. Because I don't like wearing logos unless it's like literally something that I just like for whatever it is. Sometimes that's just random shit, or it's like flat out this is my homie shit and I'm like supporting someone else. Because otherwise it's like I feel like I'm just have a a fucking stamp or like logo on. Like it feels
Yeah.
weird being like feeling like a billboard.
Yeah, I feel
you know,
like just walking advertisement.
for some shit that I have nothing to do with.
Yeah.
Like I don't fucking have anything to do with Vans or
Yeah.
fucking tap out. Tap out. like I'm not trying to fucking do that. Like I'm not sponsored. What the fuck, you know?
I feel you.
So it's just like homie shit.
Yeah,
Like people
yeah.
give me shirts sometimes, and I'm like, sometimes they're tight as fuck, and I do wear them. Other
Yeah.
times I'm just like, cool.
Yeah,
I'm
like,
gonna
hey.
sleep in this.
Yeah.
An avocado.
An avocado.
Thanks, you know.
Oh
I'm so
man.
glad you just referenced that.
I love that video.
That shit's hilarious.
So yeah, dude. Love you guys.
Yeah,
Thanks for
thanks
having
you,
me.
man.
You guys have been
Thank you
showing
for
us
being
like
on
so
this.
much support like since day one though.
Yeah.
Like you guys hold your shit down. Like yet again, how old is everybody?
We're all around the same age. Like me and like Andrew and Riley and
Yeah.
everybody. They're the
I
same
just
age.
turned-
We graduated the same. We're all 21.
Yeah, I just turned 21. Riley's 20, and Simba's 19.
He's the youngest. And then Ryan's 21. Everybody is mainly are.
You guys and everybody in your whole like crew, like you guys do your shit better and more professional than like most people in general. Like that
Thank you.
like that also like to me like first time I ever like played with you guys, did any of that, I was like, oh shit, they came hell prepared.
Yeah.
They knew exactly what they're doing. They have an entire like posse with them. Also you guys know how to fucking promote. Like you guys do
Yeah.
that and you guys are on it while like
The only reason why we know how to do that is that's what we did in high school.
Yeah,
Because
yo,
no one fucked with us.
you guys are fucking good at it and like you just I don't know, like I've worked with a lot of different people and you know, just
Yeah.
you guys fucking hold it down.
Yeah,
I like
thank you.
like it's like a lot of times it's like when you throw a show or anything you don't really know like what's going to be coming
Yeah.
with the artist or anybody. Like sometimes you know flat out like, oh yeah, that guy's the shit. I've
Yeah.
seen him
Yeah,
play,
yeah.
whatever. You know, that happens. But like every fucking time, every single time, and it's something new and it's great. So yeah,
Yeah.
thank you guys.
Thank you.
You guys
Appreciate
are
it.
fucking
Appreciate
doing
it.
it.
Love
You guys
and
are doing
support.
an important job here.
Appreciate that. That's
sick.
For me, that goes back to like just treating people how you want to be treated, man. Like I wouldn't. When you brought us on, I was like, I'm gonna treat it like how if I brought somebody on, like I want them to come professional, I want them to come early, I want them to have everything just in case. Like you got to be like that if you're serious about your shit.
Yeah.
For reals. If you try to do shows or any music stuff and like dude, you have to do tons of work and be ready all the time, so the moment that an opportunity actually shows up you can take it instead of
exactly.
fucking it off.
Yeah.
Like
pay
that-
your dues too.
seriously,
Yeah, you
we've
got
done
to.
so many free shows and so many things like last minute and giving away
Definitely.
tons of our shit for free like all forever, and like honestly I'm still going to be doing that.
Yeah.
But it's just
part
like,
of it.
yeah, it's like
Part of it, yeah.
like I don't know, people want to throw like a first show and they want to like charge like
Yeah.
$20 at the door, like, and like
Like I don't want to pay $20 to get in
Exactly.
anywhere.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like I don't even like. There's sometimes promoters want us to like bump up the price to $7 or whatever. I'm like, bro, $5 is literally the only amount
Yeah.
that'll make it to where like this will work. Like
I
obviously
feel that.
$1 won't fucking pay the rent, and that's what you guys need. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But it's like, don't fuck over my fans and all the people that are like actually like my homies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you guys are my homies, man. Like,
All you
Everybody.
guys.
All
Yeah.
you watching.
yeah. Sometimes I don't know how to talk to you guys because I'm real awkward and shit. Sometimes
Even though it doesn't look like it on
Same.
stage.
it doesn't look like it at all. This thing you wouldn't know. Hella introverted.
I feel you. I feel you on that like 100%. That's why we do this. I like doing this shit because it gets to like we say, like people get to know you better, us, and then the person like we're talking to too. Like the more you watch.
Yeah.
That shit's tight, but it's also weird when you like go places and people know your life.
Yeah.
So you might experience that after this.
You definitely will.
Maybe.
No, I promise you will.
You
I promise you.
Maybe. Honestly, I think it's funny. So, like, yeah, most people have no fucking clue. Or it's
Yeah.
like, oh, like I've seen these people around for
Yeah.
years, and then we chill, and then like, yeah, no, totally wrong idea.
Yeah, no,
in general,
that's what
happens
like,
all the time.
Now,
It's
like
fucking
after this,
hilarious.
people are just gonna like they're gonna know now. It's probably I guarantee there's a lot of people that just like didn't understand you or don't understand us.
Yeah.
So like getting to know you better is like it helps people.
Now you're all see that I'm just a goofy white kid from the fields, just doing dumb shit.
But you're out here. You are out here,
I am out here.
and everybody appreciates it. So, what you have coming up is Grizzly
Right.
Fest,
Yeah.
and then you have a show in Visalia
Hell yeah.
and an album.
And an album.
That's
Mm.
all coming.
and lots of music videos.
Yes.
Hella music videos.
We're yep.
Mm.
Oh,
We're working on a
yeah.
music video.
Don't, you know.
That's all you get to know. Stay tuned.
Yeah, no. Yeah, so just working on hella shit.
Yeah. Good working.
Working.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to say thank you for coming on to the show, to this podcast. Thank you for showing up tonight,
Thank you for having me, man.
talking with us, chopping it up.
Now you guys should ask me to do this without a camera. Just chill.
No, definitely.
No, yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
Off camera right now. But yeah, thank you for tuning in to this episode of the 545 podcast. Thank you, Brandon, for joining us again.
Thank you guys.
Shouts out to my co-host.
Archangel from the Pleasure Pack, we out here.
Andrew. Oh.
Oh man, you gotta beep out my government name, bro.
Oh my god.
I'm just kidding.
Like nobody doesn't know.
No, just at D Whoops.
Yeah.
Hey, are you D
Are
Whoops?
you D Whoops,
God.
bro?
I don't even want to talk about that.
Ark, yo, Ark.
Do not even call me that either.
All right. Thank you guys. We'll see you next time.
Yeah, I'm chasing.